times am I gonna do this? This is... I'm sorry I didn't go with the poll. I know you guys wanted to see, the 10 people who voted wanted to see Cardinal Glass historical video essay. But but today I want to talk about something funner, something so fun, something so meaningful. AI art. Bullshit. So, my dad taught me that. My father taught me that. Anyway, everyone hates AI, but my mom is sort of indifferent to it. So for Christmas, she got me a bag with an AI print. Let me go get it. It's this thingy. You can very easily tell that it is Ebola of AI. There's this on the back. A lot of these butterflies' rings are just like fucking broken. And it's got a little fluffy keychain. I haven't worn it out yet, obviously, because it's AI, and I don't want to be committing blasphemy against the art community, obviously. But it is a nice bag. That's the thing. Not the print. Let me get used to it, right? This is the kind of bag that I like. I don't like the print on it, but I like the quality of it. I like the way it's built. That means I want to keep it. Someone made the bag. They didn't make the print, but they made the bag somewhere in a factory. It was a factory. But it's made. It's here. It's got a nice fluffy keychain. So, I'm going to fix it. Let me continue. Now, I don't like AI for a lot of reasons, including its lack of quality and environmental effects. It steals artists' works and... It steals artists' work, and it mixes it together into something visual, readable, or commercial. Never meaningful or empathetic. It's not really something you can learn about, it's just a prompt. It's just a prompt from a sea of other prompts that then someone was like, I'm gonna post this, I'm gonna sell this as real art. But I still have the bag, obviously, and I want to fix it, like I said. So, I have some ideas, and then we're gonna get into the video and the process of fixing that bag. Now, for cover-ups of, covering up most of this print first and foremost, paint it, sew on patches, or embroidery. I have so much scrap fabric. I have so much fabric paint, and my mom, for Christmas, she got me this embroidery kit. I can learn how to do that, and I can learn how to do embroidery in general. I can even, put the little embroidery patches they have in the kit, and sew those on, and connect those patches and embroidery, and I just put that on there. Next is accents. I call them craft chains. I don't know, they're not really called that. They're just other accents. What are they called? Grommets? Imagine those, or just literally anything else, sew-on jewels, any other crafty little thing I can put on this bag to make it, humanoid creature. I could sew a humanoid creature on a keychains. It already comes with a keychain. You can't really make a keychain AI, so that means it's a safe. It's fluffy too, but I need better keychains. I just need more keychains. I need more keychains. Just really stress more handmade keychains to stress what this bag is. This bag is not going to be AI for much longer. This bag is going to be me. This bag is going to be, ooh, AI? That's nice. I'm going to steal that. I'm going to steal that. And I'm going to put some shit over it. Some better shit. Some better bullshit. This last section I have is anti-AI art things. Just things. So, companies that are against AI art, their logos, or, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. And the names of my favorite artists. There's gonna be a lot of Narami on this bag. I can only put one Narami down. But if I want to play more Naramis down, it is completely in my will. Do Sam knows art. I could put down so many names. I could put down just really good artists in general out there. If there's any artists you guys want me to put on the bag when this comes up, I'll probably still have space. So, put on more artists on the bag, more of their names. See you in a second if I can do this transition right. By the way, throughout the video, I'm going to be doing these sections where I read out paragraphs of how I feel about AI, because if I just put you through my terribly documented process of making the AI bag, well, not the AI bag, but the fuck AI bag, then I can't keep swearing, my dad watches these videos, then I don't think that'd be very interesting. So, you'll be seeing me every now and then, and just so you know, just so you don't click off when you realize it's just gonna be me showing you tiny clips of before and afters for each segment of the bag, Alright. See ya. Okay. So, I'm not in the closet anymore, as you can tell. So I have to be a bit more quiet. A bit more ASMR. I'm never gonna do that to you again, I'm so sorry. So first and foremost, though, we have to get this covered, because this is the thing that's gonna be getting shown, so where to start? This mauve pink. We'll see how it goes. We think no, correct? We think no. I'm gonna be right back. Okay. I'm not sure when we do this yet, or with any other fabric yet, but we'll figure it out. What I'm first gonna do though is I'm gonna put some patches on, and then I'll show you later. Okay, this is what I have so far. Basically what I did. These are just fabric scraps, okay? These are just fabric scraps. These two are personal in a way that, these are from childhood shirts of mine. It said Fluttering by Depot Bay, Oregon, which I grew up in Oregon when I was very young. And this one, it's obviously a unicorn, which are not only currently my favorite mythical creature, but also, as a kid when I wore this, I would be reminded of my childhood best friend, whose favorite mythical creatures were also unicorns. I'll check back in with you later. True art and artists have intentions and techniques, all based from personal wants, will, and experience. When you make a line on the page, you want it to look just right. But the way you've grown to function from your past is what makes it not perfect, but personal. But when you think of an image and put in a prompt, the AI loads the visual pixel by pixel, taking little bits from a sea of your selected category. And then the image is made. Yeah, you did that in like 30 seconds. But hey, let's say you take an hour on perfecting the prompt or image. Nice, it loaded something. Then you're gonna move on and have it load another, and another, and another, and you understand. Will you remember that first mentioned image? Will you remember what you originally wanted? Will you remember that oh-so blurred together process of putting in a prompt, a better prompt, a prompt that is almost there, until you get something close enough, and we're satisfied? That being said, another question is, are you satisfied? Or are you proud of it? Are you attached to it? Is that you? Of course not. That's why I dislike AI. Everything online is a matter of satisfaction, not fulfillment. Just one after the other. And do you really want to make that the meaning of your imagination? Or the image you imagined? Humans are already sick of their endless cycle that only gives them just enough to be satisfied. But in those moments, when they're out of their houses, off of their phones, away from technology, they are looking at art all around them. We are in a world where we try to get away from the monotony of constant underwhelming stimulus, only to be met with it in the real world. We're just gonna feel trapped. That's why most humans hate AI. No organism likes being trapped. And it's even more ironic how humans at the top of the chain can do almost anything, and they choose to trap themselves. The highs weren't enough for the lows, and now they'd rather live in mediocrity. I, as a human artist, am often saddened by the fact we've done this. I can only hope that the theoretical AI bubble pops. But for now, all I can do is make art. I take the themes of my entire childhood, sketch, paint, or write it out in alliance to how messy my body feels that day, so that I can feel, process, and be proud of the human that I am today. So this is what we have so far. I've put a couple layers, and I'm going to fix all of this stuff. You will see I'll be fine. Also, side note, my hand is doing fine. This hand is doing a bit less fine. My thigh is a whole different story. I don't have a cup of water and I was too lazy to get one, so far I've just been using my thigh as, like, cleaning the brushes off. Yeah, I'm a genius. Anyway, put a bunch of black paint on this thing. I'm not planning on fully covering it up. I'm planning on having it kind of like this weird thing, because I don't have enough black paint to entirely cover this up. So long as I just change it enough for it to be obscured, then, you know, I'm saying that's gonna be fine. But before that, I need to fix this. I need to finish the paint job, and then I can start, you know, the embroidery, and I can start the little patches, not the patches, the accents, the craft chains, all that stuff. So I did some painting, and I painted some of my thigh too. That's fun. I know some of you guys are probably screaming at me for the use of hot glue. And yes, it's tacky, and yes, I like it, but I don't have puffy paint. That wouldn't have been any better, but so far, I mean, I obscured the background a bit more some black paint. This is where I'm going to leave it off for today. I'm going to come back tomorrow and start doing the craft chains, maybe tomorrow. It could be like Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday. Our styles of art evolve with us, usually through a mix of self-interpretation and new information. The best example I can think of this in my own art is how the way I've drawn eyes has changed over the years. It was quite literally just a circle and a dot at first. Then I learned how to make my eyes more expressive through changing the shape and changing the size of the pupils. That set the base for the rest of the progression of how I draw eyes. First off, shapes. I started playing with drawing eyes with new outlines. Not really top lid and bottom lid, but just shapes. And then I changed the pupils from just being rectangles to being ovals. Because, you know, a long square is closer in shape to a long circle than a normal circle. Then finally, I learned some anatomy, which taught me how to draw eyes from other angles and apply some more realistic proportions, even if you don't really see that in my art that much. All of that happened from the start of me doing art to now. Evolution entirely leaves in the essence of AI art. You can never have personal style in AI images. You can never get better at AI art. You stay at the same level forever, because the computers aren't getting any better than the artists they steal from. They stay a step behind, and a soulless step behind at that. In fact, it doesn't even make sense why I should be making this video anyway, because any person who isn't advocating for AI, consumers, artists, anti-AI companies, a giant part of the population, already see it for what it is, soulless. But I suppose a person I could be making this video for is the people who don't care. People who look at AI and don't care for it at all. If a company uses it, they'll still buy from that company, not because they like the AI, but because they didn't think about it at all, which is also a testament to how meaningless it is. I have returned. It is Saturday. What did I do? This. I put little X ribbons on the sides, but I got nicked by the paint because for some reason I was an idiot. I don't think I'm gonna do that much embroidery. Why? Because if anyone here does embroidery, I'm sure they know that I'm not doing it right, first of all. Second of all, it's painful. And put the paint on after I put the ribbons on, so now I think I'm gonna do some little painting on these. I can figure it's probably just gonna be as messy as the rest of this, but I want to do more around here with some stuff. I want to cover up these pockets. And definitely want to abstract a bit more with the black paint. You can see I just did a tiny bit of it, but not really much. More on this side. But after that, we'll have the back to do. That, you know, that's just wonderful. It's a whole other side, and the bottom too. Depresso. Here is one side of the craft chain. The back still hasn't been finished. Now, originally for this section, I was going to do an AI and anti-AI article to show both sides, but I think I need to show you something. As you can see, as I scroll down, even though I put evidence against AI environmental damage, there is, nothing that advocates for AI. And if you see right here, if you look right here, AI can't even advocate for itself. So, how fun. Anywho, here's a summary of a section from the article by the United Nations Environmental Program called AI Has an Environmental Problem. Here's what the world can do about that. So, how even is AI problematic for the environment? Most large-scale AI deployments are housed in data centers. These data centers can take a heavy toll on the Earth, making a 2-kilogram computer require 800 kilograms of raw materials. And the microchips that power AI need rare elements which are often harvested in environmentally destructive ways. Not to mention what is put back out into the environment. Electronic waste, which can contain substances like mercury, and lead. Next up, you know it. You hate it. You've heard of it 1,000 times. Water usage. Water is utilized to cool down the technology in these data centers. Globally, AI-related infrastructure could soon consume 6 times more water than Denmark, a country of 6 million people. This is an issue when a quarter of humanity already doesn't have access to clean water or sanitation. Lastly, AI technology needs a large amount of energy, which is still mainly from fossil fuels, and obviously that creates greenhouse gases. A request made through ChatGPT consumes 10 times the amount of electricity of a Google search, which is about 4 grams of carbon emissions per person, which means that the 40 million people who use ChatGPT every day times 4 by 4 million, that would be 60 million times every passing day. Well, fuck. If someone could tell me the actual statistics to that, then that would be nice, being the fact I just did that math for this while writing the script, so obviously it's not confirmed, because it was done by me. Me. So it would be nice for some actual statistics. There's a lot more in the article, so I will put a link to go check it out in the description and comments. But anywho, on the other side of the craft chain, hold on. I did a lot more work on this off camera. I forgot to film, and I didn't want to film. But that's how this works. That's how it looks. The only problem is bottom and back. But I heart real art. Yes. I just need to cover up these sides. Obviously, I did these things. I really like this one. I really hate this one. This one was a mess. It kind of inspired off of my OC Volatile. You know, a little Swiss cheese. But yeah. I'm going to touch up the eyes next. I finished it. Okay, so the back was a real doozy. I had a bunch. Dude, okay, so I made a design. It wasn't sticking. I wonder why. But I was like, okay, I actually also hate this, so I just went peel off the entire thing. I rushed it all. I did not wait for the paint to dry or anything of the sorts, so completely redid it. And now it looks like, Monsters Inc. Obviously you do, I don't really, but I painted the bottom is black. Straight up black, because I don't know what the fuck to do with the bottom. Sides, I was gonna paint this black. I was kind of just sick of obscuring a lot of things. Like this stuff. I need more view. But aside from that, these side pockets, I got some metallic paint on them. They look about as bendy and the ink machine-ish as you can get. Wasn't my vibe, obviously, but they kind of remind me of that. And this one's obviously, the golden child of the two. But we have the front. Where did you go? Get back here. I've been pushing it back for 2 hours now because I have to mess around this bag a lot. We've got the chain, we've got the side things, we've got little I heart real art. I don't know if I'm gonna do the things with the names or the companies, but I think this is enough of my message. I heart real art. Yeah, this little backpack. Got that. Got that. How about that? It's the day of the Super Bowl. You remember I'm talking about wings. Do that in the background. Now I just need to take these off. One moment. I was gonna do a nice thing where I really satisfyingly peeled it off, but these are actually a pain in the ass to take off. Like even with two hands. So I'll see you later. Thank you so much for watching. I'm happy you made it to the end of the video. I know it took me so long to make this for anyone who was actually waiting around, and I know it was probably a hard watch for anyone who has been waiting on the video. You know, on the tab with the audio on and the video playing. You probably don't want to see me ever again, but you don't have a choice. You're coming back no matter what. Anywho, thank you for watching. Bye. Like update. Hello. I did allow.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Okay, Alexa.
You're like,
Yup.